Hi, I'm Sebastian Hunt from Exhibition Magic, and this is another episode of Trade Show People. I am very happy to be talking today to a man called BJ Ellis. Now, BJ Ellis is a chap that I met first in America, and I have met him a number of times at American shows. What he does is really rather unique and really rather impressive. BJ Ellis, welcome.
Hello, my good friend Sebastian Hunt, magician to the stars.
Something like that. Now, could you tell people a little bit about what you do and how you do it? It's mostly e-tail shows, isn't it, in the States?
Yeah. I haven't done anything lately. I've kind of switched industries that don't want to send me to these things, even though I try to get them to. But when we met, I used to work for a mail order catalog company. Not guys, but like stuff you would buy out of a catalog and they would mail it to you. And for lack of better words, I was horribly unsupervised there. No one paid attention to anything that I did. So I had a lot of free time on my hands. And the whole catalog process wasn't as efficient as it could. So I had these big gaps of time where I literally had nothing to do. And being a redhead, I kind of get myself into trouble. I decided to go hang out with the warehouse guys and play around with some of the stuff that we sold. And I thought, hey, you know what? A lot of this stuff kind of comes off as being junk. We should do videos of me using these things for the first time out of the package, sort of like these product demo videos that you've been seeing on YouTube.
Yeah.
So let me do them, and I'll film them, but I didn't want to do them as myself, so I created a character named Colt Sebastian Taylor, where I wear a pith helmet and a vest, and I would pretend I was an explorer, and I would try out these new products. I would film them, usually in one take, with very little editing, try them out, make sure they worked, and then make these videos, and then I would put them on the website. But no one in the company noticed that I did that. Like, no one understood how the internet works, so no one knew I was putting these videos, which, are okay, but not of high quality, onto a major website. No one noticed. So, kept doing that, and then I would go to these retail shows, and all these retail shows, as you know, and as many of your many hundreds of thousands of followers know, they all have these little apps where you network, you connect, you can get these blah, blah, blah. And so I decided to, instead of registering as myself, I would register as Colt Sebastian Taylor, my persona. And then I would walk around these conventions with my safari vest and big old aviator sunglasses, talking to people. I wouldn't take my pith helmet with me. That's hard to fly with, because it doesn't fold down or anything. And so, first it was just kind of me just goofing around. But then people kept asking me to take pictures with me. I made a few, highlights from yesterday's reel with, photos of me in these sunglasses hanging out.
And the shows started to notice this, didn't they?
Yeah, and then I also would, in my vest, I would keep 2 sets of business cards.
Right.
One for Colt, people who I did not want to talk to later, but felt bad not giving them a card. And then one with my real business card to people who I wanted to talk to later. So if people emailed me as Colt, I knew, okay, this person isn't someone that I can want to talk to because they're offering a service we can't use. If they're emailing me as BJ, okay, I gave this person a real business card for a reason that I could go back to my notes and see what's going on. Since then, the company that I worked for has gone out of business. Surprise, surprise, the paper catalog industry isn't as strong as it used to be. But I've continued the character by making, product demo videos, interviews. I entered a bunch of video contests. I won this laptop that I'm talking to you on through a contest. And actually, I just got an email today from some company that wants to send me something to test out and make a video about and put it on Amazon. I don't get paid for these, but I get, lots of free products sent to me to test out.
Excellent.
So, that's just my hobby, I guess you could say. I now work in an industry that doesn't send me to retail conferences, but I still do it on the side because it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I get to talk to a lot of people, and occasionally I get set stuff to try. I legitimately like enjoying product testing stuff and making these videos, whatnot.
Excellent. Now, I noticed when I saw you doing your thing at the various shows we've worked together, I think the last one was Palm Springs in California.
Yeah.
there is a real value to what you were bringing to the show, because you were stopping not only delegates and asking them, where's the cool stuff? What have you seen? What do you really like? But you were also talking to exhibitors, and they were talking about what they really like about the show. And then that was picked up by the show itself and used in their media output, increasing engagement for everybody. And so I understand that you have on occasion been sent impromptu limousines to the airport and things like that. Is that right?
Yeah. There's a story. There is a story behind that. So I went to a show in Chicago where I ran into you again, and the IRCE, which is a lovely show to go to. So representatives from another retail marketing show were there and invited me to come to their show in Philadelphia. They were having one year. Went there, was a big hit, bouncing around as Colt. It was easy for me to get down there because I could drive there, so I could actually I don't know if I brought my helmet for that or not. I don't know. But they said, hey, you need to come out to Palm Springs to our E-Tail West convention. And I said, hey, I would love to, but I can't convince my company to send me to 2 things in a year. So I would love to, but I can't afford to go. I can't go to Palm Springs on a lark and take a week off from work. And they said, okay, listen, we'll pay for your hotel and airfare. Come out and interview a bunch of people and put together videos. I'm like, oh, no problem. So the first year I went out there, it was a harrowing experience.
Yeah.
It had snowed in Philadelphia the night before. This is like in March. So I get to the airport. The flight's delayed by an hour. Okay, no big deal. My connecting flight in Chicago, there's only about an hour of layover time between flights. So as I'm landing, I get an alert on my phone that flight has taken off. So during this entire time, I'm tweeting in character in Colt of all these woes I'm having and all these problems, and I'm making jokes and whatnot, how I'm going to be hitchhiking across the United States, make all these references to movies. So I get to Chicago, and the closest they can get me to is Los Angeles, which, if you're not familiar with the geography of the area, I believe is like, a 2 to 3 hour drive, under ideal traffic conditions. So, I like, okay, I guess that's my option, or I wait a day, which it's only a 3-day conference. I can't wait a day to get there. They've paid for me to get out there to do stuff. So I go to Los Angeles, and I'm trying to figure out, how am I going to get from Los Angeles to Palm Springs? I guess I could take an Uber, but that's going to be like $200. Yeah. I could rent a car, but by the time I get there, I would have been awake for 24 consistent hours. Probably not a good idea to drive. So I am tweeting. I'm going, well, I guess we'll figure out what happens. Well, so I get there, and then first, try to get my luggage. Turns out my luggage went to Palm Springs. My luggage got to Palm Springs before I did. So I just had like a book bag with a camera and a vest and nothing else. And so like, all right, time for me to go find a car. I go down the steps, and standing in the airport lobby is this guy with a whiteboard marker that says Colt Sebastian Taylor. I'm like, well, surely that can't be anyone else. Like, hi, yes, I'm Colt Sebastian Taylor. Turns out the conference or the hotel had been reading my tweets the entire day, felt terrible that I had gone through all this effort to come out there to do something for them and couldn't quite get out there yet. So they sent a car to get me. It was fantastic. The nicest car ride I had ever ridden in. Had Wi-Fi, water, and the driver was like, he was like a private investigator, so he told me all these really weird and funny private investigation stories. Like he worked on the Aaron Brockovich case, private investigator person. Right. Yeah. He told me how he had to track someone down once, whose anyone had only known him as Frenchie. Like his checks from 1975 were just made out to Frenchie, and you could cash checks in the 70s with nicknames apparently. So he had to track down this guy for some lawsuit, and he found him. He was amazingly good.
Cool. So this just goes to show the kind of value that you brought to the show, that they were so keen that you would A, get there, and B, get there smoothly and on time and ready to rock.
Oh yeah, no, I woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I walked around for I try to get as many interviews in as possible. I think the first year, I got like 15 or 20 in, and then the second year I went there, I got like almost 30 interviews in and whatnot. And it's all day talking, and then in the evening going to these other events, and then when I get home, I have to process all these videos, which takes a considerable amount of time because this is the entire production crew right here. You're looking at it. So I get the videos, you have to edit them, I have to look up people's names so I spell them right, put together little graphics, make them, upload them, and so, it is a 5-day, 8-hour-a-day process afterwards to knock out all these videos and get them sent off, try to get them done within a week so they can send them off and actually use them for their next stuff. So
speaking of after show stuff, when the business of the day is over, that I thought being a trade show magician was the very best thing to be if you wanted to get into the exclusive after show parties. I usually take my clients, but it turns out that there is one other type of person which is at least as welcome in these exclusive parties and these penthouse shindigs, and that is Colt Sebastian Taylor.
Yeah. This is one of my favorite stories to tell. This was one of the e-tail one. I was at the bar waiting for you to show up. My story starts out with, I was at a bar waiting for a magician, and I won't explain that whatsoever. No, that's how this story starts. It immediately gets people's attention. So I was waiting for you to hang out with you in the evening. You got held up at an event, and I'm just sitting there, vest, helmet. Maybe they're having me out there, so I'm always Colt out there. And I get a tap on the shoulder, and then these two, I'm off to say vaguely Israeli fellers and whatnot, just judging by the accent. It's like, oh, Colt, you come with us. You have a drink with us. Like, oh, sure guys, let's have a drink. They pour me this very expensive liquor that tastes like Windex. I don't understand how something so expensive could taste so terrible. Do a shot with those guys and say, hey, you come with us to a networking party. Like, oh, all right, I'm now invited. No, you with us. All right. So I go to a conference room. They're checking IDs and one marking off the list. Like, oh, Colt, come on in. Like, oh, no problem. Hang out there, having a few drinks, loading up hors d'oeuvres, throwing swag into my bag. I'm always looking for pens and pads and whatnot. Really just supplied my office for the year at these things. Yeah. And hang out for an hour, taking pictures. People want to take pictures with Colt and doing my thing. And this somewhat more intoxicated feller coming up to me says, Colt, I need your help. Like, what's up, buddy? What's going on? I need to get into a party and impress these two girls I just met. Like, oh, well, what do you want me to do? It's like, well, I'm not invited. Okay. Well, you're Colt Sebastian Taylor. You can get in. All right, hey, Valhalla awaits. Let's give it a whirl. Why not? So, top myself off, go up to the 4th floor of this hotel. I'm standing off to the side. Guy knocks. Like, hey, I was hoping to come in. Like, oh, very, very nice lady says, oh, are you on the guest list? Guy says, no, I'm not. But like, well, I'm sorry, sir. I mean, this event's only for very specific clients. She goes on for like 2.5 minutes. I pop my head and go, hey, is there room for Colt Sebastian Taylor? In the back of the room is the CEO I had interviewed earlier the day. Had a very funny interview. Like, hey, Colt Sebastian Taylor, get in here. Like, whoa, guys, I can't come in as an adventurer. Everyone is now looking at the door at me or whatnot. I'm holding a drink in a vest with a pith helmet and a big old red beard. Like, hey guys, listen, as an adventurer, I cannot leave people behind. If I come in, I gotta bring my friends in. CEO goes, yeah, sure, come on in. So we all get in. I'm walking around, more swag, drinks, stuff like that. There's a very expensive old bottle of bourbon there. I go, hey, whose bourbon is this? A glass is yours, Colt. No problem, fantastic. So I'm hanging out there, talking to people. as Colt, also talking about marketing, my thoughts on, e-tail commerce, how Facebook organics is terrible sometimes, and how I like to spend money on Google AdWords. Like, people are legitimately surprised that I'm talking about stuff like that and not just bouncing around like a mascot for some booth and whatnot. So, the story's not even halfway done yet. So, in the middle of that evening, lab's about there for about an hour, door busts open, in comes in a lady with a bright red dress, bright red lipstick, grabs him by the arm and says, "Colt, you're needed in a poker game," and literally drags me out of the room. Like, bye! So, she and a few other people are hosting a more exclusive event higher up in the hotel where some CEOs are playing Texas Hold'em or want to play Texas Hold'em, but no one there knows how to deal. And they figured if they could find one person who can do that, it's probably the guy in the pith helmet. They were right. I know how to handle a Texas Hold'em game. Like, all right, let's go up there. Let's go for it. So go up higher. There's some very well-compensated CEOs there. Like, guys make some serious money. And there I am in a pith helmet and a vest and sunglasses. All right, let's play some Texas Hold'em, guys. Play Texas Hold'em for, an hour or two. Some money is exchanged. I'm not tipped. And then in the middle of this party, I noticed the hosts are being kind of bothered by a few suave guys. Like, oh, hey, oh, hey, how's it going? So I noticed that they don't really want to talk to them, but they're entirely too nice to tell them to go, bugger off, as they say over there in Europe. So I go out there, mess up their game, and they storm off upset that they weren't able to, seal the deal with the ladies. And the girls are very appreciative of me coming to play Texas Hold'em and give me a customized poker set. Like, there's company name all over it.
Cool.
So I have this it's expensive. So I pick up, free swag all the time as Colt just by being myself and hanging out. Not to mention making all these different videos for people, and it's for what started out as being something to occupy my time when the catalog company couldn't get their act together. It has spiraled into so many amazing things and gone to so many different places. It's really funny how it worked out.
Excellent.
Plus,
well,
I mean, you
the figure that you present with the pith helmet and the beard and the microphone, it's almost iconic in some of these shows, and people look out for it.
Yeah, you know what? I don't usually associate the word iconic with me, but I will now. I am iconic. Thank you, my friend.
Absolutely, no problem at all. So, what I'm going to do is place some links to some of your material in the comments below.
Sure.
In the description, I mean. And I will put some other bits and pieces in this video so people can see you in action and see what the sorts of thing that kind of made you so notorious on the scene. And you are a perfect example of the variety and strangeness of people that you might come across in the trade show industry. It's not all stand builders and marketeers. It's not all magicians and promo girls. Trade shows can put you shoulder to shoulder with some of the best and most interesting people. Now, Colt Sebastian Taylor, real name BJ Ellis. Thanks ever so much for joining me today.
Always a pleasure to talk to one of my best friends from across the pond, Mr. Sebastian Hunt.
Cheers. Now, I hope you like this. If you're interested in catching up on these as they come out, please subscribe. Click the subscribe button. Click the bell as well. That will notify you when further videos come out. And do give us a thumbs up as well. That all helps the magical YouTube algorithm that nobody really understands. But yeah, if you do that, that'd be great. And I'll see you on the next one. Thanks very much.